Are movie theaters dead? That's the question that I, Kevin McTaggart, will be answering today in this episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast. Before I do that, please hit the subscribe button and the like button on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. And if you're listening to this wherever you listen to podcasts, be sure to subscribe, rate, like, and review it. Yeah, hate doing those call to action things. I hate doing those call to action things, but I gotta do it, because who doesn't do stuff that they hate, right? Right? Anyway, as I started the question, are movie theaters dead? Right, because of the COVID-19 virus pandemic, no one's been going to the movies. For most of the time, in some areas, they were closed down. Some were reopened. Then they were closed down again. So it's I haven't been to the movies since late February because of this whole pandemic thing. So I can't imagine many other people would. I know that there's a theater right across the river from me in Hanover, New Hampshire, the Nugget Theater in Hanover, New Hampshire. They opened when they were told that they could open. And then a few weeks later they closed because apparently nobody was going. So why be open if nobody's going? Why pay people to work there if nobody's going to go to the movies? So begs the reason, why would they be open right now? And there's another movie theater over in Lebanon, New Hampshire, an Entertainment Cinemas, that hasn't been open since the pandemic started either. And from what I understand, they're going to be under new management and stuff. So they look like they're under construction too, which good for them during a virus pandemic. But yeah. Why is it my Apple Watch always seems to go off when I'm trying to record a podcast? Anyway, I love going to the movies. I've been going to the movies all my life. It's one of the few things in life that I enjoy doing is going to the movies. And it gave me something to do. I don't do it as much the past 6 years or so since I started doing stand-up comedy. I don't go to the movies as much because I have other things to do comedy related, so that's good. But like, I do love going to the movies a couple times a month, and it's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the movie going experience. And I know that like no one's going to the movies now, and I'm just wondering if people haven't been going to movies for what is it, 9 months now. That's quite habit forming to not do something for like 9 months. You know, I just have to wonder, well, when all of this is over, when the pandemic is over, when we can go out in public and not have to wear masks, like, will movie theaters succeed? I imagine once it's okay to go out again, people will go out again. But like, and I have to think that people will go to the movies, I think, or will they just be so trained to like just watch the movies, just stream them at home? It's a lot lazier to just sit on your ass at home and watch them on some sort of streaming service. I'm asking this question. That's why I'm asking this question. Because a few days ago, Warner Brothers announced that all of their movies for 2021, and I think even starting now, until for the entire year of 2021, they're going to be putting the movies out in theaters, and on that same day, you can stream them on HBO Max. which screws over the movie theater, really. You're taking money away from the movie theater by letting these people stream the movies on their services. And how is that going to work? I didn't quite look into that part. Like, when they stream these movies on HBO Max, will they have to pay like an additional fee? Or is it all involved in your monthly subscription? Which I think would take money away from Warner Brothers also. I should have looked that up before I recorded this podcast today, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should do that. Hold on a second. I'm just, through the magic of podcasting, you won't notice a thing even though I'm telling you I'm about to hit the pause button. Looking it up, I don't see anything about any additional fees. I mean, I guess that makes sense though, because you can either watch it on a streaming service or go to the movies, so you're not really getting any more. I mean, it is still going to benefit the streaming service over the movie theaters, because you're eliminating the movie theater from the equation. It's direct. You're watching it directly, you know? And I have to think that other streaming services are probably going to try to do the same thing. And this could lead to the end of movie theaters as we know it. If this trend continues to happen. I did see something, I didn't read the article, but I know that like some movie theater companies are going after Warner Brothers to be like, hey, what are you doing? What the heck are you doing? You're costing us money. In an era where we're not making money, you're taking more money away from us by putting these movies out on your streaming service at the same time that you're giving it to us in the theater when nobody's going to watch these in the first place. Nobody's going to, not nobody, but most people aren't going to go to the movies during this virus pandemic right now. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the movie theater is not going to make any money. That's a given. The movie studio will make money because more people will subscribe to their streaming service to watch these movies. I'm just brainstorming here on this episode of the McTaggart Podcast. So that's interesting. I just because of that though, I just have to think that more of the movie companies will coordinate with other streaming services and put their stuff out. Because I imagine Disney Plus is going to do it. Disney Plus will probably announce the same thing. Disney will probably announce the same thing soon. They should. It'll make them money. The movie studios will make money from this. More people will subscribe to their streaming services. Because I thought I heard that Disney Plus was charging like $30 for people to watch Mulan when it came out a few months ago. So I don't know if they're going to charge more for these movies so you could watch them. Do they count towards the subscription fee? I have to wonder that they do count towards the subscription fee. It'll just mean that more people will subscribe to their streaming services. I do think that there has to be some agreement made in order for the movie theaters to survive. But why the hell should the movie companies care about the movie theaters surviving if they're making money off people watching their streaming service? So it's because of that like I think that I don't think the movie theaters are dead forever. I do think movie theaters will be dead through at least 2022. The end of 2021, the beginning of 2022, the movie theaters will be dead because no one will want to go out because of COVID. And then it'll pick back up again. I'm sure once it's okay for people to go out, people will go out in droves and watch movies. And I just think for the next couple of years, movie theaters are going to lose a lot of money. Some theaters may close for good. Some companies may shut down. Some companies may go bankrupt because of this. So it's going to be interesting to see. But in conclusion, I don't think that the movie theaters will be dead and buried. Not dead and buried. Not dead completely. It'll become popular again in like 2022 at the latest. Possibly the end of 2021. Like a year from now, it could be more. People will start going to the movies again. And 2022, they'll become more. People will be going to the movies on a regular basis. Like, hey, virus pandemic, that's so 2020. But I do fear that potentially movie theaters could go out of business. I think some movie theaters will go out of business. But that's on them. I mean, the movie theater companies don't really need to worry about the movie theaters because they'll always find some place to put out their movies. Whether it's streaming services or some other movie theater company that'll come along. There'll always be somebody to come along to pander to these services. Not necessarily pander, but like people will want to go out of the movies because they want to get the fuck out of the house. Let's be honest. That's why I go to the movies. To go out of the house and watch a movie instead of watching a movie in the house. Because it's a lot different going and watching a movie at the house than it is going to the movies. Especially like scary movies. I like watching scary movies at home so I can change the channel. But if I go to a scary movie in the movie theater, I can't change the channel. I already concluded what I said before, but I'm going to conclude again. I don't think movie theaters will be dead. Answering my question that I posted at the beginning of this podcast. Are movie theaters dead? Not permanently, is my answer. But I don't intend to go to any movie theaters right now or for most of 2021. And I suspect business will pick up for movie theaters again in 2022. Thank you for watching and listening to the podcast today. I appreciate it. Find me on social media at McTaggart Attack on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And the email address is McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. And if you want to give to my favorite charity, the Get Kevin the Fuck Out of His Parents' House Fund, my Venmo is at McTaggart Attack, and my PayPal is McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. Thank you.